Hello. All right, welcome back. We got 5 players. No one new, but we got a new computer. That's why we took a break. Hopefully, this will be more awesome and higher quality. Who knows? All right, cool. So let's go ahead and see what people were up to since last time. Zalzu, you played last game, so nothing was made on your front there. Badger, you were.
I'm having a heart to heart with my new sword.
Oh yes, you were chatting with your new sword. Yeah, right. So, what would you like to say? We'll do a quick scene with your sword.
Okay, but what's your deal, guy? You're a sword, but magic and talk. You don't like
Yes,
stabbing some things. What's going
yes.
on?
So I have accomplished my goal. You see, I am from an island that trains mimics to pretend to be objects, and I have
Hmm.
accomplished my goal of infiltrating your party, and you had no idea. Now I have graduated, so I am now a mimic in free service. I will be your sword for a while, and then I will mimic elsewhere.
Okay. Do you do anything else fancy, or
Well, I'm a
we
mimic.
just on sword duty for now?
I'm a mimic. I'm on sword duty right now,
You
but I could also be a rock. And he like turns into a rock.
What?
Or
that's actually really handy.
and he goes like and then he turns into a treasure chest and opens his mouth and like you get to see the like classic image.
Uh,
Uh,
but many thoughts are running through Badger's head.
mm,
All right, he gives you a little
Yeah,
mimic
like
thumbs up.
yeah. I pat him on the top of the chest.
Your hand gets stuck to the chest and he's like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that scene
Yeah.
from Spider-Man where you're like trying to get it off, but you don't know how to unstick for a while, and then
Like,
we'll
how
figure.
about you just be a rock again? That would be
All right, cool.
because
So
boy, being able sometimes you can take a rock places you can't take a sword, and that could be very handy.
it can also move around. Like when you're talking to it, you realize that it can like move of its own accord. Like it's not an inanimate object.
I think we're gonna have fun together.
It starts to drool out of its big gaping chest mouth. All right, cool. All right, Duroc.
Sticky fingers aren't always the worst.
All right, so you were looking up some lycanthrope lore. So give
mhm.
me a history check, and we'll see how much you have learned over the course.
Mm. Well, luckily, history is one of the things I chose as my proficiency. 17.
17, very nice. So one of the big things that you know that you're going to be fighting them is they are immune to all non-magical damage and non-silvered weapons. So that's like a big thing. So knowing that going into this is going to be important. The second thing is typically werewolves are a balance between like their sort of primal rage sort of side and their humanistic side. And typically they have to spend time in both. But when you saw these werewolves, they could basically spend the whole time, in rage form, which is different. So you think that has something to do with the shift in their worship. And then also when you notice that they ate that person and that person became a werewolf like right away, you realize that there was some sort of ritual that that was yeah, it looked like at the time just like the werewolf was eating the person, but you think that that's actually more of like an involved ritual that's like sort of turning people into werewolves like much faster than normal. Lastly, I'll let you confirm that basically some of the larger werewolves they regenerate so fast that the only way to kill them is with a like heavy blow. So your character in character can now know that the reason you couldn't kill the werewolf last or the wereboar last time was because you just didn't do enough damage to it all at once.
In one blow, not in one round.
In one blow. Yeah, one single blow.
So we can whittle it away.
But at the end, you still need
at the end,
you still
like-
need to
like,
hit
he
it
can have
really
one hit
hard.
point left, but we still need to do 15 points plus in
Yep.
one attack.
Yep.
Yeah. And if we can't, then he'll just slaughter us all.
Cool. And then I will allow you to ask one more question about the werewolves, and this can be whatever you want to ask.
So before I would ask questions about the werewolves, I would want to, during my research, I would have talked to Susie too. So,
Okay.
I want, what question would you want to know?
Is there any non-magical way to cure them?
Okay, yeah. What is a typical cure that isn't the remove curse cast by an X level caster?
You think something about the god they're worshiping is altering the way the curse works. So
Maybe if you convert them somehow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry if that was a dumb question.
No, it was a fine question. I mean, it doesn't answer exactly the way the thing that you want, but getting a different answer is also you still get information.
Its own information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Susie, what were you
What
up to?
happens if a shifter becomes a lycanthrope?
I think I was making friends with the other worshiper of Selune in that town.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't remember her name, but maybe I wrote it down.
Yeah. So, you meet with her once or twice over the time. The big thing that you learn is that guy that you jammed that holy symbol in never came back. He didn't come back to town, because you guys sort of teleported away. And she doesn't know what happened to him or where that is. Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk to her about?
Where is she from? How did she settle here? Does she know any other worshippers of Selune?
Yeah, so she gives you kind of the basics. There are other worshippers around. She's one of the only ones, one of the only clerics here in this town, but there are a couple other worshippers. She's from further up the Amber Road, which is kind of like I described. This Amber Road is a big Golden Road, so one of those big sort of trading highways in medieval times. So she says she's lived on here sort of her whole life, but sort of moved around locations. So she's a little bit traveled, but not a ton.
Okay. Do you have a name for her?
Let's come up with a name.
And what town is this?
They call this is basically the town is just called the guild arena or the arena town. It doesn't have any sort of proper name other than that.
Okay.
And then we'll say her name is Lorageth. All right, Matt, you played last time, so nothing changed on your front.
Yep.
And then Scott, you were working on your patron stuff, and so we're gonna do that a little bit later. So what you found out sort of in your sort of meditation and your prayers since last game are basically there's something weird going on. There's something that between the plant and how you feel about the plant, and you're sort of starting to realize that there is sort of more than meets the eye here. And then we'll get into that a little bit deeper here in a minute. So I think that's good, and I think we're ready to start. So we are going to start just kind of in the guild arena town. Does anyone want to get any potions, any items? There's some new stuff in the for sale section because you guys have cleared out the town, so there's some new potions and items. So I would check out the items for sale before you you go if there's anything you want. There's some scrolls, whatnot.
Is there a silversmith?
Yeah, there could be some silversmiths. Yeah.
Yeah, we need some of
Cool.
those.
Could I get brass knuckles but silver?
Yeah, let's take a look at how much that would cost.
Anyone else need silvered weapons?
If my crossbow's enhanced or whatever, does it stack with silver, or is it one or the other? It's either magical or it's silver. And
Yeah,
that'll
magic
be
does
damage.
the same thing as silver.
Magic is better,
Yeah,
yeah.
magic is better.
but silver works as well against werewolves, but is way cheaper than magic items.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll say that silver is basically half the price of like a magical weapon. So like just whatever. So it's like a +1 weapon is 500 gold. It would be 250.
I got 5 gold if you need it.
Yeah, gold if you need it.
Yeah, the 100 gold I saved getting a perfectly normal sword was not. It's not.
Well,
not
the
enough.
perfectly normal sword is magic.
Yeah, but you also
But I
have
also
fisty
like
punches.
punching.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm much less of a badger if I can't punch.
How much is it?
250.
250.
And how much do you have?
128.
You could just owe me a lot of money.
Yep.
I got enough money for you,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
is that fine?
sure.
Okay, so how much do I need to subtract?
If he's
What,
going to spend all his money,
122?
122. Yeah.
122. I can like give you more.
Susie's
than
loaded.
that if you want.
She
I just
hasn't spent a
haven't-
dime.
Yep.
I was until I bought a sword.
You gotta, Susie. You could just be like the loan shark. You just start charging big and like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm.
Don't give her ideas. Her Barbara does that already. So,
I've exhausted
you
all
have
my
a
other ones.
magic?
Yeah.
You have a magic crossbow, right, Susie?
Yes.
All
So
right
that's
then.
why too, like I don't need to buy anything because I can use my crossbow.
Right.
And sacred flame. Like if you just have a
And- yeah.
spell, like yeah.
And
Yeah,
stars. and
magic
stuff.
users are.
Yeah, I
Um,
wanted to make sure Badger was useful.
I don't know if it's a wise purchase, but Zalzu will buy the drift globe
All
for
right.
100 gold points because he thinks it's cool.
It is cool.
All right. Awesome. I'm sure you could tinker with it.
Yeah. See what I can do with it. See what I can learn. See how I can modify it. Maybe weaponize it.
Weaponize the drift.
Comes.
So we should also get rid of the normal sword.
Oh yeah. Let me get rid of the normal sword. Yeah.
Like, what if the drift globe could cast fairy fire?
Mm-hmm.
What if? All right. Did you copy that into your sheet, Zelda?
I have. Yeah.
Perfect. Deleting. They're gonna have to restock on trinkets soon. All right. Cool. All right. So we go on an adventure through the teleportation over the mountains. You all get a fatigue from this, but we're gonna kind of do a different thing. So you guys spend some time here looking around and kind of trying to figure out where that werebore that you converted was, or went, or what happened to them, because that's kind of the big sort of next like clue into where you have to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go down the line here, and I'm going to sort of ask like some questions about you, and we're going to kind of do some more storytelling here. So, all right, we're back. Sorry about that technical interruption. I found out that my mouse had a button that kicks me out of websites. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to kind of talk about what you guys are up to while exploring the town. So you guys can either explore the town or try to go after the guy, try and figure out where he is. We're going to start with Badger. What are you doing in sort of, we'll say it's like 3 days, kind of just like searching around, trying to find this guy before something the next thing happens.
Since I've used my prayer down.
You got really quiet.
Arena's
What happened to you?
Since I've used down to an arena
All right,
celebrity.
I think something's going on with your audio. Can you disconnect out of Discord and re-come back? We're gonna skip over him. Duroc, what happened to you during these 3 days?
During our endurance march to the woods.
Not endurance march, but you're in the town. You're looking for this guy. You're kind of exploring this town, that kind of thing.
All right. I stumbled upon a drunk smith,
Mhm.
drunk on the milk of the place, and this guy said he totally knew like who I was talking about, and convinced me to buy him more alcohol, but he totally had no idea, and he let me on a wild goose chase.
All right, what was the smith's name?
He'll be Runt, the ironic nickname.
Nice. And so what was the least impressive thing you saw when he showed you around his smithery?
Well, I mean, it was all trash because this guy's not a good smith at all.
Right.
But the least impressive thing was that like his stock of iron is all pitted and rusted, and there's literally just like a nest of rats that just lives right in it. And, like they just walk around as if nothing's happening. They're just right there.
Nice. Very good. That's going to have hilarious consequences later. I'm really happy about that. Okay, Zalzu, what were you doing during the few days of like sort of looking around, doing stuff?
Just shopping, chit-chatting with the local merchants, talking to the tinkerers, trying to find the coolest bit of tech I could. Boy, howdy, I got it with that drift globe. It glows, and it flies.
Okay,
Perfect.
okay.
Beautiful.
So tell me, so there was a tinker who sold you something. What did he sell you, and like what was it? Why was it like basically magic beans? Like how did you get conned into buying these magic beans, and what were they?
Not the drift globe.
Yeah, this is something else. Yeah.
Something else. He said they were what's the what's coil? What's coil's species? Or
Oh, he's a
whatever?
warforged.
A warforged. Yeah, he said he sold me some platinum warforged gears. He said they were the monster quality, and they would have better conductivity in the turning and the machinations of the gears that are inside of all the warforged, including coil. But come to find out, I just peeled the foil off them. They were chocolate under. I
And
went
what
back to find him, and the little his stand wasn't even there anymore. It's just gone. It's very strange.
And what was this confidence man? What was their name?
Oh no!
It's not so fun when it's on the other foot, is it?
Faith wounds. Yeah.
All right, Faith. Yeah, Faith swindled you and then got away for sure. Awesome. Badger, how's your audio now?
Find out.
It's still way too low.
So low.
All right, Proteus, what were you up to?
I'm trying
How about
to
now?
make some friends in town so that I can maybe find some people who knew where this war went, especially people who maybe make it their business to regularly venture outside of town. So I headed over to the sort of tent encampment, up there to the northeast of town. And I headed over there. I took my lute out and I started strumming along and thinking, okay, I just need to make some friends, ingratiate myself with the locals. But I just kind of ended up doing a jam session for a long time. Then I found out that the people in this encampment barely speak common.
Okay, what language do they speak?
I don't know. It's just a
Oh,
whole
you-
lot of consonants.
All right.
hmm It sounds like infernal or something of that nature to me. I have no idea.
All right. Awesome. And so I want Zalzu to roll me a d20, and Proteus, I want you to give me a performance check. Zalzu, you paid 18 gold for those magic legumes.
Oh no! Of all the times to get a good roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you think there might be some sort of language barrier, but they don't like your song, but you're blaming on the fact that they don't understand the words, not the fact that you just played poorly.
It was brilliant.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
All right, Badger, what do you got?
How do I sound now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So since Badger in previous downtime had sort of established that he was a bit of a arena sort of lucha libre celebrity here now,
Mhm.
he's got a manager now, Sneezy, who is a gnome, and when Badger gets announced, he's like, Badger, you're a good act, but you need a real partner, not just these guys we throw you in with who die every time. Just get you a real partner. Badger's like, I got you. I'm on the same page, same wavelength. We need to find. There's this guy I heard about. There's a were-boar. The boar and the badger and the boar. That's better. That's way better. Yeah, the badger and the boar. How does that sound? And I get Sneezy to help me try to track this guy down.
Okay.
I'm like arena buddies, like people who would like spot a good fighter. You know.
All right. So he says like, yeah, I've never seen a wereboar before, but I'll take a look. And
Yeah, but I heard he was around town.
and you think for the next like 2 days, like you kind of keep going back, but every time he's like conveniently not there. Like he's like like he's just dodging you now. Like he's like he knows he doesn't have any good leads, but he just like can't figure it out. All right, Susie, I'm doing you last because when you described the mission to the rest of them, you probably realized real quickly that they weren't actually going to help you. They were just going to fuck off and do whatever they wanted, which is exactly what happened, basically.
I mean, I'm also looking for the guy, but
I tried.
I'm using what I got.
So what do you do during these 3 days that's actually probably productive? You're muted, I think.
Really?
Nah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, that's weird. So, I'm actually going around town, and maybe my new friend can help me be like a little liaison because the people tend to not like me very much. But ask if there's anyone missing from town, like a man that could have been missing for a while.
Okay.
A father.
All right. So the first day you get a lot of no's. You're sort of like, it's just sort of not. No one's seen this guy because like you really only saw him for a second, and like you in his human form. Then the second day, you and the other cleric to Sulune, come up with an idea to commune with Sulune to see if she can locate, like, because this guy was once one of her followers.
Great
So
idea. Yep,
so
didn't have that one.
so I want you to describe to me what this ritual of communion looks like to Sulune between you
oh
and this
yeah,
other
I
cleric.
got you.
All right.
So we're definitely under the stars, and we, build a big fire so that the ash and the everything goes up, so we can connect to her deeper, and kind of plant ourselves in the ground and start to pray and sing to her.
Okay. All right. So you all spend some good amount of time praying. And then we cut over to Proteus, who's asleep. And you find yourself at the same crossroads you did on the very first night when you became an adventurer. And you're not in a different place. Like you remember like the left path and the right path. The left path is the one that you went down, and that's when sort of all this stuff happened. Like you started becoming a warlock, and all these things sort of sped away from you. And the right path is the one that you didn't go down. So you notice this night, you're sort of standing there, and you have this feeling that you're here on time, but the person that you're waiting for is late. Like that's the sort of emotion you get. And then all of a sudden, the sort of dark crossroads that you're at, the light, like a light switch turning on, is illuminated in this silver light, and you sort of look up and you notice a moon here that wasn't there before. And then you hear some howling wind, and then a scream from the right path. And then a pixie sort of is walking as though her wings are injured, is walking down the right path at you. And nice. And you know that this pixie was sent to you. This is the person that you were waiting for. And she's hurt, and she has like kind of blood coming out from her neck and her arm, and her wings are hurt. And she walks up to you and sort of looks up at you because she's tiny. She's like, that big.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks up at you.
Is there some way that I can help you?
She opens her mouth, and you can see there's sort of like a pang of hurt, like someone trying to stretch their arm in a way that like it doesn't go or something like that, and you hear only cold wind come out of her mouth.
Is there someone that I can take you to who can help you?
And then you wake up.
Okay.
And you see like on back at home when you have the potted plant like on your windowsill. She's sitting there and sort of just looking sort of 1,000-yard stare like at the other wall.
Oh my gosh. Well, I try to communicate with her.
She looks up at you, and then she opens her mouth again, and only the sort of cold wind comes out again, and she gets really mad.
I ask her if she can write to me, if she can tell me what her name is, if she can tell me why she was sent here to me. Why was I waiting for you?
You give her some paper and pencil, and she writes stuff down in like this sort of ginormous font for her. Like she's just like drawing really big, and she shows you something, and to you it just looks like a bunch of like just strange characters. Like you've never seen such a language before.
Okay. I do speak Sylvan, but I mean, I probably have no idea how such a thing would be written.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
Are you here to help me?
She nods.
Okay.
And then she does one of these. She does like the, points of her muscle.
It's very nice. Is there some way that I can help you?
She shrugs.
Would you like to come here to me? And I hold my hand out as if she could hop onto it.
She just jumps and flies onto it.
Mm-hmm. And I put her up here on my shoulder.
All right.
And then I start playing her some music.
You start playing music for her, and she just puts her little hand on the strings to like quiet them, and she just goes like this, and then she like lays down in the bed like this to like sleep. All right. So the next morning, you all are
Do I
eating.
wake up like it's a drunken mess? Like I just like
Yeah, the beer
not
cans
drunk,
are just.
but, like I've just been like praying for hours and I just fell asleep by the fire and all of a sudden it's dawn and it's too bright.
Like I could totally see like the two clerics being like, yeah, maybe we need to drink some sacramental wine, just like a little bit wine, to really amp this prayer up. Yeah.
And like your mouth is like so dry because you've been by the fire and like we're dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So you all meet for breakfast on the third day, and so you guys can now discuss amongst yourselves what's up.
All right, Durok is clearly hungover.
Is this unusual though?
Yeah,
That is
more
actually
so than
unusual.
usual.
No,
Susie
it's
looks
very
a little
unusual
Homeless.
That's true.
because they get dwarves get that advantage on all poison
That's
saving
right,
throws.
yeah.
So he must have been hanging out with somebody who was really a big drinker. He's not talking. Just,
It
That
must
is
not
it.
have been the golden ale.
I tried to give you some bread.
I eat it.
So is my injured pixie actually with me, or was that just a dream?
No, she's with you. It seems like when you
Oh my
dream
God.
about stuff like that, it has a recurring theme of you bringing it out of your dreams into real life.
So Proteus, who's your friend?
I wish I knew. I'm afraid something has happened to the poor thing's voice.
She
So-
she opens her mouth and just wind comes out like strong wind. Like it's weird because it's like imagine a human opening their mouth and then like an air horn coming out of it, right? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Some type of like heal check.
Mm-hmm. And
get her a
and I
horn.
do try
you-
to check with Pixie to see if that's okay. Is it all right if she?
She nods.
Medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
Can I do some sort of arcana
God
check
damn
to
it.
see if
Oh, it's a
this is
pixie. I mean, come on.
a pixie affliction?
Yeah, give me a religion check instead though, because that would make more
religion.
sense.
But I'm not good. Better.
I don't know. Susie.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think of what a good one would be.
It's a pixie. Like,
Yeah,
This is
Yeah.
this is a fairy.
Stop poking my pixie.
you
It
think
bites you?
you think she was born this way, and you say that out loud. You're like, she must have been born mute, and she just slaps you. She just slaps you right in the face with her tiny little hand.
I don't think Wendy likes that.
And then she hears you say that, and then she just like she slaps you too.
Okay, not Wendy.
tie up
All
a
right.
pixie? Like, don't smack me.
All right, Zalzu, you think that it's probably not something mundane. Like you're like this is not like a
There's some weird shit, guys.
Yeah.
Normally, people don't blow wind out of their faces when they open their mouths.
well.
Can't believe I have to tell you that.
Okay.
Zazu.
Even
You keep
Probably
doing the
some way we
calls,
can
people
help
hear
her,
sounds
I
like
don't know.
We're like a horn. Shut up, will ya? My head.
So how about Hippolyta? I tried that out on the pixie.
She's like she
Yeah,
just
not bad.
shrugs.
Oh,
He just call you whatever he wants.
well, she didn't like Wendy.
Yeah,
Ixnay.
it was pretty
Yeah.
shitty. Sorry.
All of a sudden, I launch my drift globe and see if anybody's impressed.
It's,
Ooh.
Oh my God! Can Wendy actually ride on that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Duroc, it's so bright. It's just so bright.
Oh, geez. Sorry, Dura.
Head is now fully down on the table, arms over like this, blocking out as much light as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes strong gusts of wind come out of Duroc, but usually after green light,
Mm-hmm.
like camp food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he lets one rip right now, actually.
Oh.
Yes.
Drunk parts. Real
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Sorry about that, Tutu. Just pay no attention.
All right. So after you guys are done eating, before you guys sort of move away to kind of break up, you you all start to get up to kind of clean up, and then the pixie like points at Susie's holy symbol.
Oh, Salune? Is that what you're looking at?
Yep, and then she points to the door.
You want?
Go
And then-
away.
Susie to
And
leave?
then she flies to the door.
Oh, she can
think
fly. I
think
thought
we
her
should
wings
follow
were
They
injured.
were in the dream, but aren't here.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I think she's trying to tell us something, gang.
What is this,
Let's,
Lassie?
let's follow her.
Yeah,
Let's see where
go,
she goes.
Go Tutu. All right, let's do it.
The werewolf's trapped down a well. What?
Yeah.
All right, game's canceled. Everyone go home.
Well, I book it right after Tutu. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, let's do this.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I
you
like-
Yeah.
you all travel around, and you guys go out the road, and you go out. She seems like she knows exactly where she's going, like almost as though she was sent as a messenger, like that sort of thing. Like so, she just
She's
sort
gonna
of
be taking like a direct route.
yeah. Like she'll walk you around like difficult terrain and stuff like that, but like she has a path, for sure.
Okay.
You guys walk sort of up the mountains, and then into this sort of like, not exactly a caldera, but like a kind of caldera looking thing. Like it's like a big, like there are mountains all around, and then there are trees, and you kind of gonna go into this, and then you guys start to hear like the crackling of sort of like lightning, like the sort of like a hum of like lightning, and as soon as you start to hear that, she sort of puts up her hand, like she kind of does this, and then she like points like in the direction of the lightning sound.
Is lightning associated with this god?
Not that you know of.
Are there actual storm clouds?
Mm-mm.
Does it sound like natural electricity or like some sort of machine electricity?
You don't think that you hear any machinery,
Okay.
Salzy?
All right.
Badger's fur is just like maximum puff.
Yeah, it's like all the static electricity. He's just like way up.
I had to learn how to do this on command.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Tutu, are you going to be injured, or are you going to be okay if we go check this out? Does she react at all?
She like kind of puts her hand on her hip, like, kind of like.
Okay, all right. So Susie, I don't suppose you have any insight. Like, if you imagine your own god Salune, someone taking like some aspect of her and turning it frightfully evil, what sort of lightning would we be looking at running into?
Well, from what I know, Salune is not a goddess of lightning in any form. So
Okay.
the only thing I can think of is this other god is controlling something.
Hmm.
Or has convinced some lightning mage to follow him in some way.
Yikes.
No clue. Let's go in, guys.
Hmm.
Let's have somebody scope it out. Yeah, can this? We can't really communicate with this pixie at all, right? She's not gonna write notes for us. It
Oh,
seems.
She
But
can't
if,
communicate with you, but she seems to be able to understand you. Like she can't
Yeah.
speak, but she can understand.
Can she like write? Like, can she say like, there's 10 goblins?
Her written language is
Oh,
weird,
right,
like
that's right. So she can't write normal language.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
right,
wingdings.
okay.
yeah, basically.
She can only write wingdings. That's
Mhm.
here's a question. Can I see? Can I see through my Eldritch Cannon drones?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mhm. Well, I don't
I
mind
mean-
asking Tutu to go check it out.
I sneak out pretty good.
Durock scoffs and starts walking over.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, all right.
Turok, come on, man. We got to be a little.
He's not wearing armor.
Sure.
Well,
All right. Are you gonna make a stealth check, Durock, or are you just walking in?
I mean, no, he's not very stealthy when he's hungover.
Okay, so he's gonna
He's
walk
not
in.
wearing armor.
So we're gonna start this as Badger is sneaking, and then all the rest of you are in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what you see, and then we're gonna go to break.
That's great.
dun, 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 dun.
So you find a clearing here in the middle of these dense woods. In the middle, standing on this large sort of electricity rune on the ground is a were hyena or some sort of large predatory cat. You're unsure exactly what it is. And they have some sort of staff, and they sort of seem to be controlling this like big lightning circle around this guy. And this is the guy, the werebore, and you can see on his chest the symbol of Sulune is like burned in silver just on his chest, like right into him. And then all of these are a bunch of like wolves, a bunch of wolves all kind of around it. And you guys are coming in from this direction here. So we're gonna cut to break. Be right
Let's
back.
think about our